Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the science fiction horror film, Super Deep. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. In the year 1984, Russian epidemiologist Anna Fedorova tries to quit after her research partner Dr. Zotov decided to test a vaccine on himself without conducting any preliminary or animal testing, which led to his demise. Later, while enjoying New Year's Eve with family and friends, Anna receives praise for her ability to create a vaccine so swiftly. The colonel calls to inform her that they will soon depart for the Kola bore hole. Deep underground, sounds of unknown origin were heard, and shortly thereafter, 20 persons vanished. The bore hole is a deep underground research lab in addition to being what the general public thinks it is. Anna is in charge of collecting samples. The ice-covered facility in Murmansk is transported by helicopter with Anna, the colonel, and a group of soldiers under the command of Major Sergei Mikheyev. When their chopper lands, a man in a lab coat who disobeys orders approaches it. Despite being shot many times, he keeps moving toward the aircraft. He throws a hand grenade, killing himself and barely damaging the chopper and its occupants in the process. Zimin, a male, informs Anna that they are being misled. He claims that the bottom levels of the facility are hell and that it is not an illness. Peter Kuznetsov, the facility's deputy head of research, and the guy who complained about Dr. Grigoriev's secrecy surrounding the illness meet Anna, the colonel, and the squad. Dr. Grigoriev is seeking assurances that the workers who were trapped in the facility's lower levels during the evacuation will be rescued. He proves that the passcodes have been altered and that only he is aware of them. Dr. Grigoriev depressurizes the elevator and dons an oxygen mask after the elevator brakes fail to respond during the descent. While Dr. Grigoriev enters the building using the elevator key, the group passes unconscious. The group discovers Nikolai, an engineer, and Kira, a doctor, who were left behind during the original evacuation, when they awaken. Dr. Grigoriev is still nowhere to be found. Kira and Nikolai undergo testing in the medical lab, and Anna finds no evidence of illness there. Dr. Grigoriev asks Anna to help the others escape up the shaft because he is unable to give her the elevator key. Dr. Grigoriev gets injured and leaves via the elevator as Anna cries out for the other patients. When the doors are unlocked from within the shaft, a party of soldiers led by Egorov have just put on temperature protective suits and are about to descend through the shaft. While Egorov and his colleagues descend the shaft, a lone lab assistant called Olga is discovered without any safety equipment and is transported back to the medical lab for examination and testing. Olga displays feverish symptoms yet claims to be extremely chilly. Anna takes a sample of the mold-like growths that cover her back. Over the intercom, Dr. Grigoriev declares that he must seal them all inside the facility because they failed to escape to the surface through the shaft. The facility will collapse in an hour as a result of Dr. Grigoriev's explosion, which harms the facility's pressure pump. When Anna and the major return to the medical lab, they discover Olga partially melted to the floor but still alive, and the walls are covered with mold. Anna is able to get to a gas mask when Olga releases a cloud of spores, but she is soon attacked by Kira, who has been severely infected and is mutating similarly to Olga. While the major is already displaying symptoms of infection, Anna learns that the mold perishes when exposed to cold and takes a fire extinguisher to depart the medical lab and disinfect herself. The colonel and Anna talk about the problem, and Anna explains that the permafrost surrounding the facility is what is preventing the mold from spreading because it cannot thrive in low temperatures. Only in a warm-bodied host can the mold survive, but if the host perishes in a cold environment, the mold also perishes. They get a radio message from Egorov warning them that they are being attacked and not to open the door to the lower level shaft, even if it's them, as they are ready to ascend through the shaft while wearing protective suits with the infected major. Only 2 of the troops return, stating they faced something large, their weapons had no impact, and it now knows where they are. Shortly after, gunfire is heard. The 3rd soldier returns with one arm missing and cuts his own throat just before the shaft door closes. While the others ride the elevator down, the troops, including the major, stay behind to face whatever is pursuing them. The lower level is reached by Anna, Nikolai, Peter, and the colonel. The group discovers a wall of sick that have been frozen to death together. To try and recover the elevator key that Dr. Grigoriev took with him, the colonel chooses to enter the 200-degree environment. The colonel must go without protection because Dr. Grigoriev ruined all of the protective suits. Even if they return, Anna, Peter, and Nikolai agree that they must keep the mold a secret since someone will ultimately try to study it and it could jeopardize all life on Earth. Anna goes outside into the 200-degree environment where the organism dwells to fetch the elevator key when the colonel does not show up. With the key, she discovers the colonel already dead. Peter comes back and demands the key from the other 2 with a gun so he may go back to the surface and become renowned for finding the mold. A gigantic beast that is composed of screaming diseased hosts that have all fused into one organism attacks Peter. Before stealing Peter's abducted elevator key, Anna hides in the cafeteria's freezer. When Anna locates Nikolai, the two of them manage to board the lift to the surface and just barely escape the monstrosity. The Major has been melted into the floor when they use the elevator key to start their climb. The Major begs to be denied access to the surface because doing so would end all life as we know it. Nikolai fiercely fights Anna for control of the elevators because he is determined to leave the facility at all costs. By fatally stabbing Nikolai in the neck, the Major kills him in order to save Anna. A hazmat team drags Anna, who is now sick, away after she has already fallen from the elevator. Anna grabs a grenade from a hazmat soldier as she is being transported to the surface and persuades him to release her. Anna puts the pin on the grenade to kill the mold inside her and conceal its existence while she is now outside in the chilly environment and surrounded by soldiers. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.